Good evening. This is the Athens City Shade Tree Commission meeting for November the 12th, 2015. It will be a short meeting. We have no Title 33 or Title 37 issues to deal with. Ron Lucas is not able to be with us this evening. He is working on the Tree City USA report, and I hope he's working on the fall planting, but I haven't seen a list yet of fall plantings for this year. With that all said, is there any other business for the Commission before we look at the minutes of the previous meeting?
Well, I think we have a couple of reports that Nancy Walker and I met with Ann Bonner, and we had a tiny training, but a good training on site selection, and she gave us the materials and and then we went out and actually went through the different techniques for site selection, and it was good and informative, and some of the things were surprising, things I never would have thought of, like the speed.
I have some material that I can share right later.
Okay.
Yeah.
The speed of the traffic on the street, how that affects a site, how the site is rated. The faster the speed, the higher the spray of salt water. So, and other things of that type. And the other thing is, I wanted to thank the soil and water conservation people for the excellent workshop on Saturday on tree health. I thought that was very valuable.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. I was going to mention that I did give a presentation there on behalf of the city. And Ann Bonner gave a very good one earlier on. Were you able to stay for the PSO insurance and so on?
I stayed to the bitter end.
Okay.
I mean, I stayed until the very end.
Yeah, that was one that I was curious about because.
Oh, she gave us a handout. We'll have to bring it for you.
Right.
Okay. Good.
The short of it is, where the tree falls, that's the person who has their insurance covers it, and don't count on anything else.
Yep.
Basically.
Yeah.
I never knew that. It seems so illogical.
Yeah.
Oh, and no preventative. You know, the insurance isn't going to cover the cost for doing anything to prevent damage, which is, I think, not uncommon, shall we say.
Your car insurance doesn't include maintenance for your car.
Exactly. Exactly. Health insurance now is covering some preventative.
I did see on Schaefer Street today. I was coming up Schaefer Street near State Street, and a limb fell out of a tree and hit this woman's car on the back and totally destroyed the rear window and everything on that. You know, just from the winds and a dead limb. Just really, I mean, and it was probably 10 inches in diameter, this limb that came down off of this tree. I mean, it was lucky it didn't fall any sooner and hit her, you know, hit the front end of the car or something, but it was pretty scary.
In that case, it's her automobile insurance.
Insurance that covers it, right, exactly.
Which may not be a great comfort to her. But.
No. Well, the comfort would be that she wasn't hurt, thank goodness. You know,
exactly.
so. Anyway.
What did she just stop? And
Well, when I got there, there was a police officer there taking a report, but I saw this limb laying on the trunk of the car, and the whole rear window was shattered out, and so it was kind of a scary thing.
it's blowing like crazy again.
Yes.
Watch out for blowing trees tonight. I do have a question. Some months back, there was discussion of Texas Roadhouse and their non-compliance.
Yes.
And I wondered if there was any update with that.
Nope. I have not received any information from the City Code Office about that.
I couldn't hear what he said.
Jennifer was asking about the Texas Roadhouse and their failure to comply with Title 37. I've mentioned this to the Code Office, and I have not received any information back as to what can be done.
Is it Texas Roadhouse, or is it the mall ownership that is responsible?
Usually the mall owner delegates to the tenant the responsibility for this type of maintenance. However, in this case, it could be that the mall owner is the one who's going to be responsible for it, yes.
Because the trees were supposed to go on property that wasn't actually leased to Texas Roadhouse.
Yep.
Well, it does bring up the question whether or not, they got a variance or whatever exception to put the trees somewhere else.
Yeah.
That if this means they aren't going to plant trees, or if it's more difficult to get them to do that, then maybe exceptions shouldn't be made.
Yes, exactly. I mean, if it turns out that when we've granted a variance, and then which benefits the person, and there's then a failure to comply, then we need to tread more carefully next time we're asked to make a variance of this type.
Should we send something more formal? I mean,
It's not our responsibility to enforce the code. That's the code officer's job to enforce the code.
maybe we should force them.
Our
I
city
can bring that up
council
with
person
city administration.
is the person who may be able to take it up with the administration, yes. Yeah. But this is not the first. I mean, we've got several in that area. The Taco Bell is one of the famous ones that down there that has never complied with the landscape ordinance requirements. And although a good case was put together with letters properly dated and so on, and given to the law officer of the city, what do you call him?
The chief of police?
The law director. The law director at the time, and this predates even Pat Lang, declined to prosecute.
So our statute of limitations is probably up on that case, or...
I don't think there isn't a statute of limitations.
Okay, well, I'll add that to my list too then.
Yeah.
As I recall, what it comes down to in the end is if that property is going to be sold, they cannot sell it until they have complied. So it's only when that property changes hands that's our final chance.
Well, you've sort of captured it. The one instance when somebody was trying to either remortgage a property or there was a change of ownership, but there was a mortgage involved. The bank called the city and asked, are there any liens against this property? And the code director at the time said, yes, they're not in compliance with the landscape ordinance, and within a month they were in compliance with the landscape ordinance. So that is one way that the code can be enforced, but it takes a change of that type in the property to make it happen. So yes, it could be a selling, or it could just be a remortgaging of the property.
The only the only thing I would add to, and not to this discussion, but another point is that Nancy Walker is graduating from the the Tree Commission Academy on the 18th in Belpre. So, congratulations to Nancy and.
I can leave you totally off the hook. We're going to Belpre if you give me a few minutes to show you the stuff tonight.
In return for a few minutes.
Okay. Very good. Is there anything else? If not, we have minutes of the last meeting. Are there any corrections, comments, questions?
The wastewater treatment plant, I walk by there sometimes when I walk my dog. It does look real nice, but I wondered if the trees are far enough apart. They seem... I know that when I planted some for a long time ago, they said 8 feet, but I never thought that was far enough. They were white pines. These are...
spruce. They're white spruce.
Yeah, white spruce.
I thought they were more than 8 feet apart, but
Maybe they are.
yeah.
They just look so close.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
They've got all this space. I
Yeah.
don't understand.
Yeah.
But
So-
anyway.
Are those streets that are going to have like skirts? So maybe they wanted it to be a
I don't
sort of a
know.
more a real blocking of the
Yeah, more
view.
of a hedge.
Blue spruce are pretty big, so I suppose white spruce.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you think, Emily?
Are they small?
No, no, they're two different species.
Oh,
But they will grow to a reasonable size.
Yes,
the white,
yes.
The white spruce.
Except the one dwarf selection.
Yes.
But these are planted in front, the blue spruce are in the back, and they're the same size plants at this point. So they look,
I'm sure that they did not use the dwarf
Yeah.
white spruce there.
I'm trying to remember the name of the variety. It was.
yeah, I wrote it down and then I
began with a
forgot
D,
the
I
name.
think. The variety. But
Dwarfus.
I wouldn't think that they would plant a short one there. But no, it was nice that the fence had been moved back
Yes,
because
it's really
that
nice.
fence was up against the bike path originally, and I don't think it was necessary to have
that's
it
good.
that close. So
My
now
dogs miss the weed. So.
the trees are going to screen the fence, as well as the sewage works. Okay, anything else on the minutes?
I move that the minutes be accepted as
you.
presented.
I will second that.
Thank you, David. Any objections to approving the minutes of the last meeting? Hearing none, we have minutes of the last meeting. The next meeting will be December the 10th at 7 p.m. in the council chamber, and with that we are adjourned. Thank you.